Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and I've got a couple of new things going on. As you can see, my work surface has changed just a little bit. I'm also filming on a different type of camera. So I hope you like this new experience and that it is a better experience. The other thing that I've got here today is I'm going to make a greeting card using the Calico Collage painted Kittens. I thought this was a cute little digital set, so I thought that would be fun. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down really fast. I've printed this on cardstock because I like to have a little bit of cardstock whenever I'm working with my projects. I'm only just going to cut out the image that I want to use today so that I can keep the others intact. So there's the image cut free from the rest of the parent sheet. The other things that I'm going to use today is I've got some scraps that were left over in my stash. So this was a scrap that was left over from the Peter Rabbit friendship card. And then this was just a scrap that was in my scrap bin. For those of you that don't know, I have a 12 by 12 bins or pockets, if you will, that I stuff all of my bits and pieces inside, so that when I need to make a project, if I only need a small amount of something, not needing a whole full sheet for the project, I just dip in here and pull out what I need. So that's what I did here, is I pulled out a little piece of paper, and I'm going to trim this down now that I've got my smaller image cut out from the Calico Collage image. The Calico Collage digital sheets are, on this particular one, are 2.5 by 3.5 inches in size. And I'm just eyeballing how I want to trim that down to a smaller size. So I've got that component ready. I'm going to put this away for a moment. The other thing that I'm going to do is I've got the Spellbinders Shapeability. It's got a little bit of glare. A Spellbinder Shapeability set that I picked up at Tuesday mornings. And I'm going to use this die here in the center and die cut that out of a scrap of paper. So here is my scrap of paper. Here is my die. Again, I have another bin that has just ivory and off-white scraps in it. And I'm just going to die cut this really quickly. I just use a tool to poke out any of the bits and pieces that are left from the die. This is cardstock weight that I cut that out so you can see that image. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to add some color to this particular image. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to add color with Tim Holtz Distress Ink and with Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist. So I've got some picked raspberry and my distressing tool. And I'm just going to add some color around the edge of this, because I want this to be a pretty pink color. I'm not going to worry about the center because it's going to be covered up. I have my spray box here, and I'm going to set that down inside. And I have a couple of colors of Glimmer Mist. I have Pink Poodle and Party Pink. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of that Pink Poodle first, and then just a tiny amount of the Party Pink. And then go back with the Pink Poodle. And now I'm going to use my heat tool to dry this, and that'll help mix that color just a little bit and make this a real pretty pink piece. So there is the pretty pink piece that we just created. I've got another piece of scrap paper here, and I've got my Misty. I've got a stamp from the stamp set from Stupendous. This is a kind of a friendship stamp. So I've got, I get butterflies just thinking of you. So I thought that was a cute little saying. I've already got it loaded in my Misty. I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe Detail Ink and Raven. I like to ink mine up twice. So I will stamp it and then ink it again and stamp it. Having the Misty ensures that I get perfect registration. So look at that, nice clean image. I have a 1 3/8 circle punch, so I'm just going to go in here and cut that out. And this will fit inside that circle there. So we're getting all of the components put together here. I'm going to go around the edge of the little kitty with the distress ink and give a little pink to that. I'm going to do the same with the larger pink just so that it has a nice pink edge on it as well. And then for my card topper, I'm going to add a little bit of pink to it. I don't know if I'm going to use this doily or not. Let's see here if I want to put... I think that would be pretty on there. So we're going to layer that on there as well. I've got a few Prima flowers here. So let's start putting this together. I've just got some... Let's do this glue. I've got some Brutus Monroe tongue-tied today, all-purpose ink or glue. So I'm just going to go in and add a little bead of glue on the back side of this paper and put that on my card front. This is a standard A2 greeting card. I'm just using my bone folder to help smooth out the glue that's underneath there. I'm going to put a little bit of this on the back side of the doily. I've decided I'm going to leave this doily in the white because I think the white will be a nice little contrast. And I'm going to set it off to one side in the corner. I'm going to layer the kitty image on top of the pink. Trying to get that in the center as best as possible. For the verse, I'm going to put a couple of pop dots on the back side of it. So I've got these little square pop dots. Just putting a couple on the back side. And then lining this up in the center of that element. I just think that's a pretty little element. I'm glad I picked up this die when I saw it at Tuesday morning. Now I've got a couple of these little Prima flowers. I'm going to stack them one on top of the other and then glue a couple onto the card. I wasn't sure how many I wanted to use today, so I just got out a few just to have them. I also have some gemstones. These are from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to go in here and use a couple of these pink ones. And these are on a strip all stuck together. So I'm just going to go in here and kind of cut apart in between the gems. And go in a little bit deeper there, so that I can then take my tweezers and pick one up off of the self-adhesive backing and then stick them down. And do one more thing. Over the whole card, I'm going to use some Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer Mist. Shake that up. You're trying to shake up that mica powder that's in the bottom. And then I'll spritz this. So that'll add some pretty color to the card and shimmer. I've got some tulip glitter glue here. And what I found is because this glue has so much glitter in it, that if you just take a little bit of it and just add a little detail around the flowers, when this dries, it makes them so pretty and makes them look really expensive, like you spent a whole lot of time or money on these fancy flowers, when all you really did was add a little bit of glitter glue to them. So they turn out really cute. So there is a quick greeting card using some scraps that I had in my stash and using the Calico Collage painted kitty on there, as well as a die and rubber stamp. I hope you enjoyed this video in my new setup with the camera that I have and background, better lighting and whatnot. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what I've done here today. Let me know what you thought using the comments below. Go ahead, if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The links are in the description box below. Check out the blog post for all of the description of the items that I used today. Thanks so much for watching. Each and every one of you are a blessing to me. Have a fabulous day. Bye.